Good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to my session. I am dealing with the course of Power Plant Engineering. In that topic is layout of steam power plants and circuits of steam power plants. The outline of my presentation is classifications of power plants, introduction to steam power plants, layout of steam power plants, circuits of steam power plants, fuel and coal handling equipments. In the classification of steam power plants. Based on the sources of energy, the energy sources from the energy sources, energy converted into electrical energy. These power plants are classified as steam power plants, diesel power plants, gas power plants, hydroelectric power plants, and nuclear power plants. In that, first one is steam power plant. In steam power plants, the fuel used is the solid fuel. So, solid fuel used here is the coal. Coal in the form of pulverized in the burners. Steam is produced from the boilers and it is expanded in the steam turbines which are coupled to the generators and generating electricity. This plant may contain several mounting accessories and heat reclaiming devices such as economizers, air preheaters, feed water heaters, etc. And next one is the diesel power plant. In diesel power plant, we use diesel as a fuel. And the diesel engines are used as a prime movers to drive the electricity. The main equipments of these plants are diesel engine, engine starting and engine supercharging equipments, oil handling, oil cooling system and water cooling system. And next one is the gas power plants. The use of gas power plants as a prime movers where the working medium is the gas. The air compressed in the compressor is then supplied in the combustion chamber. From the combustion chamber, it is expanded to the gas turbine to produce the mechanical power. This gas turbine is connected to an alternator to generate the electric power. The main equipments used in the gas turbine are starting devices, fuel control systems, compressors, reheaters, regenerators, oil coolers, etc. The heat from this turbine may be used for providing the heat for the generating of the steam in the waste heating boiler. And next one is the hydroelectric power plants. Hydro means water. So by using the water, we are generating the electric power plants. Example here we are used are the dams. In the dams, water is stored at an elevation. The potential energy of the water is converted into the mechanical energy. This mechanical energy allowing the water to flow through the water turbines. Generators are coupled to the water turbines to generate the electricity. And next one is the nuclear power plants. In nuclear power plants, the basic difference from the nuclear power plant and the steam turbine power plant is in steam power plants, we use the boilers for the heating of water. And in nuclear power plants, we use the reactor. This is the basic difference between the steam power plants and the nuclear power plants. In nuclear power plants, we use the nuclear fuels such as uranium and polonium. This uses for the generation of heat energy. And this heat energy is coupled with the turbine and the turbine is coupled with the generator for the generation of the electricity. So these are the various classifications of the steam power plants. Introduction to the steam power plants. Steam power plant converts the chemical energy of the fuel into mechanical energy or electrical energy. Means if we take the fuel, coal, this coal is converted into, by combustion is converted into the mechanical energy and this mechanical energy generates the electricity. What is the purpose of, and this is the, so the process of converting of fossil fuels of mechanical energy and electrical energy, this process is done by Raising the steam in the boilers means in the boilers we are increasing the temperature of the water which is converted into the steam, and it is expand to the turbine and couple the turbines to the generator which converts the mechanical energy to electrical energy. The purpose of steam power plants. What is the main purpose of the steam power plant? Steam is an important medium for producing this mechanical energy. It is used for the raise of water which is available in the abundance, and it used for mainly for the generation of electricity and to produce steam for various industrial processes like textile, food manufacturing, paper mills, etc. Steam power plants. Already we discussed that steam, chemical energy of the fuel gets converted into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy gets converted into electric energy. The basic principle of the steam power plant is the Rankine cycle. Steam is produced by the boiler by utilizing the steam of fuel combustion, and this expanded the steam turbines, which is connected to the generator, converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Stages of steam power plant. There are three stages of steam power plant: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. In stage 1, we take the boiler. In the boiler, the combustion process takes place. And in second stage, the steam which is coming from the boiler enters into the turbine by using a valve. And this turbine, by rotating, produces the mechanical energy. So this is the second stage. And in third stage, the mechanical energy produced by the turbine get converted into electrical energy, means the turbine is coupled with the generator and produces the electricity. So these are the three stages of steam power plants. And the layout of the steam power plants consists of mainly four circuits: coal and ash circuit, air and gas circuit, feed water and steam flow circuit, cooling water circuit. Layout of the modern power plant. This is the layout of the modern power plant. Already we discussed that the main components of the steam power plant are boiler, reheat, boiler, superheater, economizer, air preheater, chimney, turbine, condenser, cooling tower, generator, water treatment section. So these are the components. So the process of the modern steam power plant is this: the boiler. The main components are the boilers, turbine and generator. So from the boiler, the steam is generated. For the generation of the steam, we need a fuel for a combustion. The fuel used here is the coal, that is solid fuel. So the coal is collected from the mines. From the mines, the coal is stored in the coal storage. From the coal storage, the coal enters into the coal handling plant. In coal handling plant, the coal is pulverized, means it converts into the fine particles. The fine particles coal is entered into the boiler. And for boiling of the coal, a, we need an air. The air is coming from the air preheater. That is, hot air enters into the boiler. So from the hot air and the pulverized coal, the chemical reaction occurs and the combustion starts. The products of the combustion along with the heat is generated. And from that heat, in the boiler there are some tubes. So this in the tubes, the heat get converted into the steam. So this steam is entered into the superheater. In the superheated, the boiling steam gets increased its temperature up to its superheating means with the increasing temperature. So steam is get converted into the superheated steam. This superheated steam enters into the turbine by using the valve. In the turbine, the rotating occurs. So this rotating produces the mechanical energy. The turbine is coupled with the generator and produces the electrical energy. This electrical energy is stored in the transformer. From the transformer, it's sent into the isolator or bus bars. So this is the process of steam power plant. If we take the boiler, if we heat the coal is get converted into ash. Here the ash is the main, here the ash formed is the hot ash. Hot ash is very dangerous, and it is very difficult to store. And the hot ash is sent into the ash handling a plant, and the ash handling plant is stored into the ash storage. From the ash storage it is get disposed of. So from the boiler, the hot gases are released. That is, the flue gases are released. The flue gases are again recycled to the superheater for increasing the temperature of the steam which is coming from the boiler. So from the superheater, some of the steam enters into the turbine, and some of the steam is entered into the economizer. So the purpose of the economizer is to increases the efficiency of the steam power plant. So it increases the temperature of the water. So from the economizer, the hot gases enters into the air preheater. From the air preheater, the air is again heated, and the flue gases are again sent into the chimney. Here you are using the external source, that is a induced draft or user here, for removing the hot flue gases. So this is the order of the increasing of the flue gases. And for the hot air and for the air entering into the boiler is in this order. Means the hot gases, that is air preheater is used to increase the temperature of the air. So the basic two units which are used to increase the efficiency of the steam power plant is air preheater and the economizer. From the air preheater, again some of the hot gases enters into the boiler, which increases the efficiency. And from the turbine, when the work is done by the turbine, some of the low pressure steam, that is the exhaust steam, enters into the condenser. This condenser condenses the steam and converts into the cool water. For condensing the cooling water, we need an external source, that is from rivers we are using the water. So from the condenser, it converts into the water. This water enters into the cooling tower. Again, the process gets recycling. The cooling water which is coming from the condenser, that is extracted from the pump and is sent into the feed water pump. From the feed water pump, it is again sent into the economizer for heating purpose. So this is the water treatment plant. This is the process of the layout of the modern steam plant. As we previously discussed, there are four circuits: coal and ash circuit, fuel and air gas circuits, feed water and steam flow circuit, and cooling water circuits. So these are the four circuits. In coal and ash circuit, the coal is supplied to the boiler from the storage point, and it is enters into the coal handling. It is gets pulverized. This pulverized coal is entered into the boiler. The steam is generated in the boiler. Ash is resulting in the combustion of coal is removed by ash handling plant and ash storage, and it is get disposed of. So this is the process in the coal and ash circuit. And next one is the air and flue gas circuit. This brown color represents the air and flue gas circuit. The air is blown off in the combustion chamber by the induced draft or fan or both. The dust particles in the air is removed by the precipitators. So before the flue gases entering into the chimney, a precipitator is used to remove the unwanted particles. The heat in the exhaust stream is partially removed by passing the economizer and air preheater. In economizer, it is used to heat the water, that is preheating of the water. The air preheater is used to heating up the incoming air from the atmosphere. So these are used for increasing the efficiency of the steam power plant. And next circuit is the feed water and steam flow circuit. This yellow color represents the steam water and feed water and steam flow circuit. So the high pressure steam enters into the turbine by using a valve is used to operate the turbine. The exhaust steam is condensed in the condenser. The condenser is heated in the feed water using the steam trappers, that is the pumps we are used from the different points of the turbines, and finally the condensate is pumped into the boiler. That means the condenser water extracted from the condenser is again sent into the boiler by using the economizer. During the process, a part of the steam and water lost by passing through different components, that is compensated by supplying the additional water. This freed water must be purified before it's sent into the economizer, because if any impurities are there, scalings are formed. If scalings are there in the boiler tubes, damages occurs. And next circuit is the cooling water circuit. The exhaust steam entering into the condenser is cooled by circulating the cooling water. This cooling water supplies the condenser, helps in maintaining at the low pressure. This cooling water is based on the two circuits, open system and closed system. The open system is coming from the water coming from the river or canal. In the closed system, the heated water from the condenser is made up by some additional cooling water, and some heat loss occurs in the closed system. So in steam power plants, we are using the closed system water tower systems. Choice of steam conditions. Depending upon the various parameters, the choice of steam conditions depends upon price of coal and capital cost of the plant, time available for the reaction, and which increases the thermal efficiency, and the load station must be very nearer to the generator. Selection of the steam power plants. The following important parameters considered for the selection of the steam power plant. In that, first one is the availability of the coal. The coal should be available very large amount for the combustion process. If the coal is available in very less amount, combustion process does not take place and the efficiency of the plant will reduces, and in which increases the investment and losses to the storage. And next one is the ash disposal facilities. In the ash disposal facilities, the ash handling is a very most dangerous problem in the steam power plant, because the ash which is coming out in the boiler is very hot and it is very highly corrosive in nature. It affects the atmospheric pollutions, and mainly a major serious health effect is concerned. Therefore, there must be an sufficient space to deposit the large quantity of the ash. And next one is the availability of sufficient and cheap land for the required quantity. The availability of land should be very cheap and more space should be there, because if any extension of the steam power plant, it will be very useful. And next one is the availability of the water. In the steam power plant, we need a large amount of the water, because by using the water only the steam gets generated. So a large amount of water, as the large amount of the water is needed, we have to use the natural sources that the steam power plant is very nearer to the rivers or canals. Next one is the transportation facilities. For the transportation, or the availability of proper transportation is very important in the steam power plants, because for transportation of heavy machineries and power stations is very nearer to the railway station, is very useful for the transportation. And next one is the distance of for the populated area. The steam power plants should be away from the populated area, because a smoke noisy is formed in the steam power plant, which affects the human effects. And next one is the load center. The electricity which is generated in the steam power plants is connected to the load centers. So proper load center should be located to the supplying of the power. A steam power plant should be located as possible as near the load center in order to minimize the transmission lines and also the losses occurring in them. And next one is the public problems. Next one is the public problem. In order to avoid the nuisance from smoke, fly ash and heat generated from the power plant, it should be located far away from the cities. And next one is the future extension. The choice of the site should be allowed for economical extension considerations with the estimation growth of the land. Next one is the nature of the land. The nature of the land should be very good bearings capacity because it should have withstand the dead load of the plant and this transmitted of the foundation due to the mission operations. The minimum bearing capacity of the load should be 1 meganewton per meter square. So these are the various factors to be considered for selection of the steam power plants. Desirable characteristics of the steam power plants. The following are the desirable characteristics of the steam power plants. The steam power plant should have the higher thermal efficiency and lower capital cost, and the ability to burn the coal should be very high, and the steam power plants must reduce the pollution and reduce the water requirements by recycling of the plant, and higher reliability and availability should be there. Lower operating and maintenance cost should be there, and the design should be very simple, and the expandability of the plant should be also there. For designing of the steam power plants, uh, the sound the sound should be not coming from the steam power plant should be minimized, and the designing of the cooling towers, condensers, control units should be very high. Fuels and coal handling equipments. The factors affecting the selection of the equipments are plant fuel rate, plant location in respect to the fuel shipping and storage area available. Transportation of coal. For the transportation of coal, the following are the means of transportation. Transportation by rivers or ship, sea, transportation by railways, transportation by roadways, transportation by road, transportation of coal by pipelines. In that we mainly use it in the power plants are transportation of rail and transportation of coal by pipelines are used. The following are the advantages for transportation of coal by pipeline. Simple in installation and increases safety in operation by using the pipeline. If you use the pipeline, it is more economical where large volumes of coal to be transported over a longer distance. And the continuation operation and does not affect the climate and the weather. And the coal is also not affected. If the coal is exposed to the atmosphere, the moisture content in the coal is evaporated. That occurs in the railways. High degree of reliability and losses due to the theft and privileges are limited, and manpower requirement is very low in pipeline, whereas in railways for unloading of the coal the manpower requirement is very high. Requirements of the good coal handling plant. The plant should be operated with minimum maintenance and should be reliable. The design should be very simple to operate. So, some of the designs in the power plants are cooling towers, boilers, condensers, piping systems, control systems. So these are the various designing plans and require minimum of the operatives and should be able to deliver request quantity of the coal at destination during the peak demand. Means when the demand is very high, the power plant should able to deliver the maximum amount of the electricity. That means the maximum amount of the coal should be stored in the power plant. There should be minimum wear in the running of the equipment due to abrasive action of the coal particles. While coal particles are used in the coal handling plants, the wear occurs. So the wearing of the equipment should be minimum in the coal handling equipment. So these are the various requirements for the good coal handling plants. For handling of the plants, there are two methods, mechanical handling and manual handling. In manual handling, the manpower should be there for handling. In mechanical handling, some of the equipments are used, which we will discuss in next sessions. The advantages of mechanical handling are higher reliability, less labor required is there because equipments are used, and it is very economical for medium and large power plants. The operations is very easy and smooth and can be easily started and economical adjusted as per need, and minimum labor is used because mechanical equipments are used, and it reduces the health hazards as less labor is involved. In mechanical equipments are used, so health effects, reducing of the pollution is very less when compared to the manual handling, and losses of transportation is minimized in mechanical handling when compared to the manual handling. So disadvantages of mechanical handling are needs continuation and timely attention for maintenance and repairs. Higher capital cost is required in the mechanical handling. A part of power is used for running the equipment. While in manual handling, there is no power is used for running, and the capital cost also occurs in manual handling, but very less when compared to the mechanical handling. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of mechanical handling and manual handling in the coal handling equipments. Thank you. In our next session, we'll discuss about the coal handling equipments and ash handling equipments.